Hey guys, yeah, it has been a while, isn't it? Yup, it has been a while, and yeah, ever since my getting over it stream, yeah, I actually had to, everything's moving, good. Yeah, I'm just double checking if the stream is actually going good because, I didn't want to accidentally have it stuck or something. I didn't want to accidentally have it stuck to the. Yeah, I didn't want to accidentally have it stuck in. Yeah. Anyways, pretend this is an intermission. So, yeah, pretend this is an intermission because we're actually gonna be starting in like 10. Yeah, I mean, actually, never mind. We're gonna. Okay, sadly there won't be any music playing during the 1 minute, so well, yeah, because I do not have any songs that is like 1 minute long, so yeah. Okay, it's now. Okay, let's begin. No, I never played the Stanley Parable. That should be good enough. Please enter the current time. Yeah. So, yeah, we're basically in... Yep. Anyways, let's begin the game, shall we? The end is never the end is... Never the end, it's never the end, it's never the end, it's never the end, it's never the end. Okay, got it. It's never the end.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year.
Interesting.
And although others might have considered it soul-winning, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Interesting.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even
I
say
think they all
goodbye.
disappeared or something.
Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time.
Damn.
But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
What?
Stanley decided
You
to
can't
go to the
jump.
meeting room.
Oh,
Perhaps
that's
he had
weird.
simply missed a memo.
No one's here though. No one's here though.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Why not disobey him? Since the majority but less people voted on it. I mean, there's only one person voting for obey and 2 for disobey, so why not?
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room.
I can't even
Stanley
interact with
simply
that.
stood here, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Actually, nah. What about here?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Okay. What?
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Oh.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting.
Okay.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting.
Actually,
and
why not?
Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Actually, I'm just
Perhaps he
gonna
wanted
go
to
ahead
stop
and
by the
follow the
employee
same.
lounge first,
I'm gonna
just
go
to
ahead and
admire
follow
it.
the same path, but instead.
Wow, Yes,
tried to.
this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Is there a way to... Can you open this? No. Can you control this either?
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
Oh, okay.
Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life.
What is it?
She's been waiting.
Where do we go? Here? Is it right here? No.
That's her, Stanley. You
What
need
is
to
this?
be the one to do this. To reach out to her.
Where the
If
hell
you
am
can
I?
truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Fine. What is it? What is it? Nothing? Nothing. Got it.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley.
Oh my god.
I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside.
Oh my god,
Let me show you
narrator.
what's really going on here. Sorry, but you're in my style.
Come on! Oh, screw you. What is this?
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
What? B?
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Okay.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
What?
But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures.
What is this?
From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown.
I can't even get out.
Fantastic discoveries of new lands.
I can't even get out. What the?
And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day
there's no
at
TV.
work,
What the
he
hell?
stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought
I don't know what to do now. I'm stuck.
So
Spend time with the boys? Oh,
imagine that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head...
I'm literally stuck.
And then again, and again, over and over, wishing
stuck.
beyond hope that it would never end. that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Come on.
But there is no answer.
Oh!
How could there possibly be?
Oh,
In reality,
okay.
all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets. The more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this. That in this world he can never be anything but an observer. That as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Oh. What if you do not press the button then? Nothing?
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley.
Come
Not
on.
so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button.
Please die.
And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
What? Please die. Loading? Okay. What is this ending?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Wait, there's a... Nope, you can't open this.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Instead of going to the employees lounge,
The lounge was sublime, a work of art.
no.
What but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
What about, let's go right here.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Whoops, I went down. I went down instead of,
But
whoops.
Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted
Oopsies.
to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left.
Okay, left.
Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake. No, not...
Ah, stop it!
Why would
Ah.
I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see, we went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
This way? Okay. Oh my.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay.
I can't.
We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning.
Okay
And
then.
this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
Okay, let's go.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley... No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted. Game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story.
What?
It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere.
Um...
Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Which way should I go? Here? Here? Maybe right here or something. I don't know. What is this? Oh my god. What is this? A maze? What kind of maze is this? Good idea for a maze. Literally put doors everywhere.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Oh boy. Again. Let's go again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Okay, yep. I'm remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Now let me go back the other direction and see if we missed anything.
Did we miss anything? No.
Aha! I knew we'd missed something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Okay. What? How did that...
Now this... Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story?
What the hell? What kind of reality is
I don't
this?
quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win!
Oh.
Congratulations!
Ooh, thanks.
I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off. So,
Okay.
good job.
Yay.
Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay? I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Okay. The Stanley... Wait, what's this?
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Should be simple. What if you don't follow the line at all? Oh.
No, I'm down. We're leaving it up to the line from now on.
Oh.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story?
What?
Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay, now if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, Is this office, in fact, the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize.
Okay.
Not sure where I was going with all that.
Where are we going?
You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
What? What? Oh. Oh, okay. Oh my god, the line. Who drew this line? Who drew this line? Oh god. Let's take a shortcut here.
Wait, cut the music.
What?
Go back and look at that fern.
Where? Where?
Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
What fern?
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
We might as well go forward then. Where are we going? Oh!
No. Line, how could you have done this? And after we trusted you.
Oh.
Everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Oh. Restart. Oh, God.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Where? Oh, okay.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be?
I don't know.
Go wild. Use your imagination.
I don't know.
Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms.
Oh
Just
my
don't ignore
god.
it. We should be fine.
Okay, the line's gone. Thank God.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere at the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
Oh boy. What? The confusion ending?
Hold up, what's this? Confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined?
Confusion.
So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't
do it.
I won't
do it. Do it. Do it.
And the timer stopped. Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle?
Oh, did we do
whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Something happen?
Okay.
So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now.
The confusion
we'll
ending,
find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
what? Oh, okay. Is the game starting or something? I knew it.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Hang on. Let me stream the game.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Let's try the left door this time.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
What's this? How to solve a dispute with the code? Let it ball up inside you. Okay. Using slides to employee that everything is okay. Make sure your slide has a slick blue graphic in the header and throws and bevel on the left. This will ensure common product. Everyone is unique. You most of all. Okay. I'm unique. I eat pineapple on... I put pineapple on pizza, so I'm unique. Okay, no. Numbers of charts, slides, charts and slides. Rate at which chart it's on the same side to pick the same information. Oh, rate of increase. Rate of increase. Oh no. Circle the top. Let's go.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Fine. Yeah, that's not...
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all.
Wait,
None of
is
it
this
made
infinite?
any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it.
Yep, it's
I'm
infinity.
dreaming! This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all.
It's infinite.
He thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon.
It's...
To go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical
Oh,
starfield.
what the hell?
And it too appeared. It was so much fun.
Oh.
And Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner.
I don't
Is
know.
there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing?
I don't know what to do.
Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd, and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley.
What do I do?
He knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and
What
make
do
the
I
magical
do?
stars just a moment
I
ago?
don't know what to
How
do.
else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he
What
was
do I
in
do?
control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought.
I can still see.
I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing
I can
the buttons.
see a little bit,
Please.
but I'm not sure.
It's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Oh.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I?
Oh my God.
And everything went black.
Oh.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Oh no. Are we going to that?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other.
A new story?
Rose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man.
Oh.
He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Oh. What now? What now?
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure.
I prefer to
make a
stay.
decision.
I prefer to
Crucial
stay.
outcome fell under his responsibility.
I
He had
prefer-
never been trained for that.
I prefer to stay here.
This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait.
And now I'm stuck.
Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy.
The end? Okay,
Stanley
no.
waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday,
I'm stuck.
they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
Oh, what happened?
The meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Oh.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, oh no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be coming to a staircase. Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh boy, I can't wait to see my boss. Executive bathroom? Extreme bathrooms! Okay. Where do I go? Here? Do I go here or something? Got it. Is this the same place? Screw it, let's just go up. I do not think it works. Okay.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number.
Oh my.
2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Ooh, what is this?
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Oh, what is
Stanley
this?
walked straight ahead through the large door that read
control
Mind
facility.
Control Facility.
What is this? Escape?
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Violent death? What violent death?
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Nah, Let's ignore.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
What is this? Oh, where am I going? What is this? What is this?
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise,
Oh.
he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever.
Oh.
Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man.
I guess this is an ending or
So
something.
he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
No. No, 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 no. Never mind.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Oh. Never mind. What?
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever.
Oh.
What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
What is...
Every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance. Death becomes meaningless,
What is this?
making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
The two doors. What's this? The office? You can't open these. Sad. Office computers. Employee database, solitaire, and whatever this is. Installing Chart Pro. I don't know. What is this place? What is this place?
Stanley walked over the bridge.
What?
Stanley stood on the snow.
Stanley stood on the snow. Okay. What? Office clock. They do put everything on display here. Freedom ending. What's this? Oh. Okay. Freedom ending. Monitor room elevator. Wait. There's something here.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Oh.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another?
Oh.
No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen.
Oh.
But listen to me. You can still save these two.
Oh,
you can
no.
stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you
no.
move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice.
Well, goodbye.
Do choose it. Don't let time choose for you.
Goodbye.
Don't.
Oh. Goodbye. Oh. Loading.
A soft wind blew outside and perhaps rain started, and if it did, it stopped shortly after. Stanley hoped that he would one day see weather. When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go out to his boss's office hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming new age music.
Okay. I actually remembered the code, so
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
oh boy. Here we go again. Here we go. Where are we going? Oh, we're here.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Oh boy.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Okay.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it.
Oh,
he
boy.
couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all. Oh, Stanley.
Oh.
You didn't just activate the controls.
I was curious. Come
After
on.
they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go. Turn the controls off and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification...
Is that the sound of the countdown?
Detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making
Oh,
things a
boy.
little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the
Oh boy, it's
star.
the countdown.
It's your story
It's the
now.
countdown.
Shape it to your
No
heart's
wonder where
desires.
Koi Games got
Oh,
this.
is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated. All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though. This version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock, why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones, or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler.
What do I do?
That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first.
What the hell?
So you can't.
I'm not sure what to do.
Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here. Just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life? Or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice.
Oh boy.
Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me. All a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say happily ever after.
Oh. Okay. We're back.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
New content?
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
New content? What new content? Ouch.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh boy.
As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
Oh boy. This feels like an
The
amusement
Stanley
park, right?
Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content. Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Nothing?
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Let's go.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if them... Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley. All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
What?
That's it? You're kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed up on this?
Please
I'm
ignore.
infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
I don't know. Oh. What? What is this?
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
What is it? Where are we going?
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past, and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special, and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it.
What is this?
Just our little secret. Take a look. I call it the Memory Zone.
Interesting.
It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back there and over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? every game ever created.
Oh boy.
That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
What's this? Oh, maintenance.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games, and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories. These were simpler times, Stanley.
What's in here?
But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again.
I never...
Hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before.
Nice memory zone,
Oh no. Oh God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they? Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them. Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley, I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. To be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Dear, what an awful memory to have to hold on to.
Oh my.
These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I... What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been
what
my
is going
motto.
on?
I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have. And here it is. Go.
Oh.
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on... Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45... Stanley! Stanley, please don't do it again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're... Oh, Stanley. You're back. You're back. Oh my goodness. I have someone to talk to again.
Wait, what's behind
Stanley,
this?
I think it's been a week. Or 2
Oh,
weeks.
nothing.
I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's...
Wait, what?
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us.
What now? Oh, just skip. Where's it coming from? What if we... okay.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entered.
Okay. Skip.
The end is never the end.
Is never the end. Is never the end. Is never the
end. Is never the end. Is never the end. Is never the end. Is never the end. Is never the end. Is never.
What? I think the structure is crumbling apart or something. More of the structure is crumbling apart.
I have the vibe.
Oh, I think. Wait, are we in the future now? Okay.
It smells like Portal 2 in here.
I don't know. Oh. Oh my. I think the plant's wilted or something. Anything else? Is there nothing else now? Wait, it's tilted. What the? I don't
It doesn't
think...
work.
Oh, well. Oh my, what is this?
This is way too far into the future.
What is this?
A bit of a spoil. Are you okay with this? A slight spoiler here?
Please do not spoil it. I just want to experience it blindly. At least I can try and give clues on what to do or something. I don't know.
That little. I was just
Standing
going
in
to
the
say
office layout
how
like
to
the
get
back of
back
his
to that
hand.
little area
It
and
was only a
how
matter
to
of
expand on
time
it.
before
There's
he
a way.
found the others, wherever they were. Just a matter of time.
New content.
New content.
Oh, good. You noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Okay, let's see what's the new content.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra-deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra-deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step
Oh.
even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever the Stanley
Oh.
Parable 2.
Oh boy. So there's a sequel.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for. Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything.
More
fancy
Stanley
or
Parable
logical.
2 stuff.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
The button that says
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself,
You go.
what do players really want? And
Too
of
big,
course,
too small,
first
just
and most
right.
obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of the feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. Jim. Whoa, hold on. I wasn't finished setting up the backstory. If you don't properly roleplay as Jim, then you'll never understand the impact of this button. Otherwise, it's just a stupid button that Okay, we're doing it again, and this time let me finish first. Now, allow yourself to become Jim. All right, fine, whatever. It's just a meaningless button that says Jim. I'm done with this button. Why don't you go humiliate me in front of a different feature that I worked very hard on? Maybe I'll only let
You
people
fuck-
named Jim play
yeah.
the Stanley Parable. They would
destroyed
appreciate
the narrator.
what I've created here.
collectibles.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than
Free
Ultra
new
Deluxe,
plus easy
don't you
achievement.
think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2... Now,
pull your
here's something
achievement.
special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
I pulled the lever and it's not even.
You said that it will be arriving soon.
Oh, okay.
It'll arrive soon. Don't worry. Although it's more of an Easter egg. Try not to spoil it. That's all.
Wait a minute. I'm still trying to see if I can pull this again.
You can't.
Is there anything else in here?
No.
Nope.
That's really all it is.
Oh, okay.
Also, sorry if I sound a little bit younger. Let's just say some people told me that I sounded younger when I got the
What
flu.
else?
So
What other exhibits haven't we
yeah.
seen yet?
The jump circle. Except it doesn't work anymore.
because you already used it up.
infinite hole, it won't end. Please, no screenshots. You're saying?
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new
I took a
version,
screenshot
the
using
office could
Sharex.
use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
I don't know. You know what? Okay, fine.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Get Well Someday it is.
Oh.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision, we're moving on.
Merch. This looks like a convention thing or something. It looks like a convention. It looks like a... It looks like
talk about what at that one convention last year.
It looks like a convention.
A Stanley Parable convention?
I don't know.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right.
Oh, infinite falling?
Falling.
Whee!
You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for Vic. You see, isn't it wonderful?
Might I make a request?
Ingenious concoctions, if I do say so.
Don't
Now then,
press the
since
teleport
you've
button.
gotten to see the infinite
What
You'll
teleport
see
button?
one.
you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue on.
That teleport button. Don't press it.
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport
Do I?
button to go back to the top.
Don't.
Do it on the
Oh.
sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
Okay, let's see.
I want to show you something.
Okay,
It's-
Stanley. I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the
There it
infinite
is.
nature of the hole.
There it
Is
is.
it a
Where?
very, very deep hole? To be certain.
What the narrator just said.
It's an extremely
Oh,
deep hole.
oh,
I
I
don't want anyone
wasn't.
to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity.
The shadows
From one
moving.
perspective, the infinite
Oh.
is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely?
Me?
I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite? If that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready.
Now do I?
Yeah, you can press it now. Then
Great.
nothing will happen.
I'm very excited to show you.
Oops!
how fast-
Dang it!
I was right. The problem is.
Dang
The
it!
problem is that you like holes.
You're
too
actually.
much.
I want to.
A normal person would have said, "Yep, that's an
There
infinite
is
hole
actually a
right
little
there.
bit of
goes
a
on
thing.
forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh no. You have a weird sort of. Oh. Did the hole seem even?
The hole
shorter
seems shorter
this
to you this
I
time.
couldn't help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before. I mean, admittedly,
Yeah, the light is actually a bit larger.
I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above.
Okay.
Had enough? I'm positive.
Da-
Go. Just go back to the hole. This is starting to become a thing where
Oh my god! It actually is getting shorter. Holy
I'm
shit!
starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite. I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability and marketing. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter. Well, there it is. How is this? I know you're obsessed with photos, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch. Oh, who am I to judge?
I can't
just
even...
do whatever it is
Is it
you're
gonna
here
get?
to
Hey,
do.
is it
Hit
actually
the
going to
24
grow
button
outwards
when
and
you're ready
become a
to move
piston?
I...
Is the teleport button not working? You sure? Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation.
I thought I'm at the
Still
surface.
nothing? Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley. You couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it than you could ever have asked for. It's a win for everyone. You get to be with the hole. I
No!
don't get literally anything else.
Oh, come
Take
on.
care, Stanley.
Oh,
I hope you and the hole have a wonderful rest of your time.
come on. I
Wait.
can't even jump either.
In a couple seconds, it's going to do something. I think. Wait, do you hear that?
Yep.
Look at the hole. Look at the walls.
Look at the walls.
The walls of the hole, and give it a couple seconds, because you're going to see something amazing.
Oh.
Behold.
Where am I going?
Back down.
Oh boy, I wonder where.
This feels like Flood Escape 2 all over again. Or just Flood Escape in a nutshell with the elevators. Have to change your perspective? It's you.
Oh, okay. Is there anything else?
There's something. Behold. Perception.
What? Change yourself? Wait, what?
I wonder when it's gonna change to a green. There's fucking IBCC in the background.
Stanley? Oh, Stanley! Stanley! Oh, good, you're awake. It seems you dozed off there, drifting away into dreamland. But we can't have that, Stanley, because this hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it. You don't want to miss a single moment. So how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused on the hole?
No! Get me out here! Come on!
Many, many years here in this hole.
The narrator,
I'm
you're a
looking
dick.
forward to all of them. Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back.
No! No! Oh, again? I hear it. Again? We're going again? Oh.
No.
Go on, try out some of the new features.
Okay. I'm done with the...
Yeah, enough with the infinite hole. No, don't
Fine.
become fascinated with it again.
It says find
No.
it. What about this?
Yeah, get back into the collectibles and stuff.
What's here?
It's the test achievement thing.
Oh. Nope, it's
Still
still not
broken.
working.
And remember, please set the time.
What time?
You know the time that comes up right after you boot up the game?
I forgot. Sadly.
Everybody just sets it to 12, but if you set it to something else, well, something will happen. I can't tell you what without spoiling it entirely, but...
Dang it, so I have to relaunch the game to start. Wait, where the hole is? Oh, you can't access it anymore, I think.
No, you haven't I don't think you've went into the collectibles yet.
Oh, collectibles.
I don't know why, but I could have swore I saw a Moyai poster.
Collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them,
Oh, boy.
and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
I really hate how it becomes bright all of a sudden. It really just flashbangs your eyes, especially if you're playing at night.
God, it
Collectibles.
really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
I think it's the opposite way, narrator.
Nope, still not working.
How many times are you gonna try that anyway?
I don't know, till it works.
There's a third being that will make it work, but I can't tell you who. All I can tell you is, or really ask you is, please set the time.
So that means you have to start all over for this.
No,
I mean, like, I don't know.
you just gotta restart the game.
Oh, dang it. Maybe I'll do that later.
Yeah, just relaunch it. That's all. That's all you have to do to get that screen to pop up again. I think. I don't have a copy of this game, so yeah.
Maybe I will, maybe I'll do it in the next, yeah, maybe I'll do it in the next,
Session.
yeah, maybe I'll do it in the next session.
Oh, goodness, Stanley, this is fairly awkward. I hate to do this, but before you leave, you really should go to the bucket exhibit. You see, there's a surprise I was going to spring on you later, and it involves the bucket. And I really do hate to break the illusion, but it's important that you go see the bucket, okay?
What bucket?
All right, I'll get out of your hair now.
The reassurance bucket.
Oh. Oh yeah, I didn't notice that part.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well,
Someone stole
I'm
the
happy to say
reinsurance
that after
bucket.
much consideration,
No, give it a
I've
second.
engineered a clever solution
Wait for him to
this
stop
fundamental
speaking.
problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and heart.
Here it is.
As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, It's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less
This is
uncomfortable.
I believe this is
Can you imagine
essentially
what a
the
pain in
Stanley
the arse
Parable's
that would be?
version of
Yes,
the
the
Portal's
bucket
companion
is the
cube.
perfect solution. Come on, give it a try. Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person.
It makes me feel like
Benefits
some
of
sort of
bucket
beggar or
list go on
something
and
that
on.
I have to literally
All this
hold.
and more awaits you in Stanley
Pensacola,
Parable 2.
I'm looking at you.
Hey, can you give me money,
That
thanks?
award for
Can you give me
most
money?
enjoyable bucket in
I
a
swear,
video
every
game?
time I go to Pensacola or
really
Fort
should
Walton
be an
Beach, there are
award if it
fucking
isn't
panhandlers
already.
on every single curb. So much so that I cannot help them all. As much as I want to, I can't.
What happens if I try using the bucket?
Also, on the poster outside, it
Nope.
says it just works. I think we all know where we heard that from before. Look to your right.
Where? Look to my right. Where?
The poster. The poster behind you.
Oh, what poster?
On the
Outside?
wall to your right now. Oh my god.
Oh,
That poster. It just works. I think we all know where we saw that fucking line before. Fallout 76.
oh, Bethesda.
Bethesda.
Yep, it looks like a convention.
That's because it is. Is that a fucking Moyai? That's on the third poster. To the right. The very right poster.
Let's see, what's up there?
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful
Oh, boy.
gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready?
Let's see.
Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2. I mean, there's potential here, right? Hold on. Let me
It looked like a Portal 2
This
map
is
that I used to play
Here
in
we go.
2014.
Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley? And I do very much enjoy it. But it can add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply,
Oh boy.
insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2." Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Oh boy. This kind of reminds me of Control. Oh boy.
Holy shit, it looks good.
This is the story of a man named Stan.
Oh boy.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was
Oh, that's the
number
balloons. There's the
427.
balloons.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk.
Okay. Let's play the Stanley Parable 2.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Is this
What
the...
did it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps
There's a
he had
room
simply missed a
420.
memo.
I just feel obligated to point it out. It's right there. Room 420.
Stanley
Weed.
went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference. Nor did it advance the story in it.
I'm loving the Stanley Parable
Stanley
2
felt
so
the
far.
button
It's
calling to him, begging him to pick it up. Why was it when Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on
Fun
his
fact, the way you access the new endings is by picking up the bucket.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his
Broom
boss's
closet's
office.
boarded
Coming
off.
to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
What about the... Hey, you should check the bathroom. Check the bathroom.
Is there anything in there?
Remember the collectibles, right?
Oh,
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward.
I'm gonna
for
try and get
collecting all of
you
these,
to
only
get the
intrinsic
white,
pleasure
you know,
of a
the
job
meeting
well
room
done.
area.
You can't
Oh,
buy
right?
that sort of
Yeah.
habit,
Well, it's going
Stanley. God
to
knows
give
I've
you
tried.
hints on
So,
where each
I implore you to savor each
San
and every
Marine is.
moment you come
I
across
see.
one of these beautiful figurines.
It's
Collectible.
essentially just developer-supported spoilers. So technically, I'm not breaking any rules. I don't know.
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Kill surprise.
the narrator is already aware. Hey, no! Come on! I didn't even notice that.
Look at the elevator.
Oh my
Look at
god!
the
Wait,
elevator.
Stanley
what?
walked straight ahead through
Look
the
at the
large
elevator.
door that read
The
Mind
thing is-
Control Facility. Whoops. Nope. Never mind. Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back up. Silly me. Why did Stanley do that when he knew that it would just lead back to his boss's office? Well, that's a great question. I just can't wait to find out.
Because I missed a Stanley narrator.
It's gone.
Where the fuck did it go?
Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office. Exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator. It's still just exactly what it is.
No, I
What a decision
accidentally
you've
entered
made to
the...
come up here and look at the office again. This has fleshed out the plot of the story in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated. It's that keen eye for storytelling that you have, an incisive rapid fire of critical plot points, one after
I
the
don't
other,
see it.
weaving a rich tapestry
I think
of
you have to. Yeah, I don't
uncompromising
think
narrative.
you have to.
Wow. I'm bolted to the edge of my seat.
I think you have to do it at the first time.
Dang it.
Come up here. Rip.
Oh.
Incredible. Now he's getting back into the elevator and going down again. Ladies and gentlemen, how does he keep coming up with all of this?
How did I miss the figurine? Whoops.
Surely this time
How
Stanley
did
will
I
walk
find it
forward
funny
into the
that you
spooky
missed the
corridor.
figurine?
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Okay, security camera.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen. And Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Ah! What? What?
Aha! You've made it to the bottom
Oh.
of the control facility. Welcome. You see, back when the Stanley Parable first launched in 2013, getting to the bottom of the mind control facility was a bug that we simply didn't catch during development. And you all sent us lots of photos of it on Twitter and acted very superior about it. And you're all very, very clever. Good for you. Anyway, when it came time to update the game, we knew that we had to do something about this little goof of ours. So here you go. New content. You can call it the bottom of the mind control room ending, if that enhances your perception of the value of these updates. Isn't that what you crave? New content? Always more content, more, more. And I'm here to give it to you. I'm here to make it seem like we really covered every nook and cranny of the game, with secrets and Easter eggs. How about this? We wrote a new piece of music just for this section. You won't hear it anywhere else in the game. It's a secret that's just for you. That's how special you are. We call this track, Good Job You've Made It to the bottom of the mind control facility. Well done.
Oh.
Good job. You did it. Good job. 3, 2, 1. Good job. You made it. You jumped on the catwalk. You should have been careful. You should have been careful.
Barf bag, please.
It used to be a bug, but now it's an ending. Now it's an ending. I believe in you. I believe in your ability to cross this barrier and chase your dreams. But railings don't mean anything. Good job, you did it. 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 Good job, you did it.
Now I'm stuck. Oh.
No, you're not.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh my
Stanley
god.
would never pick up the
What?
bucket.
Where?
Lonely bucket. Lonely. Stanley picked up the bucket. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Oh.
Behold, look at the whiteboard. No, that's for a projector. The whiteboard over there.
The whiteboard. Where?
Left.
This
The other the one on the opposite end of the room.
opposite end of the room.
Right, left, there. Yeah.
There.
Oh my god. There.
I
Fuck's sake.
I don't know which
Right.
left. Fine. Fine. I won't do anything. So where do you want me to go?
Right.
Okay.
Look right. That. Oh my god. Mission status.
Mission state. Oh. This. Hang on. I'm gonna go ahead and screenshot this, cause why not?
Broom closet.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy. It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. good for you, Stanley.
Wait,
Coming to a
stairs,
staircase,
stairs.
Stanley and the bucket walked
Wait,
up
stairs?
to
Something
the
to do with
boss's
stairs.
office.
You've already checked the boss's office. Maybe you should.
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, you know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini-stands? Stanley figs? Or what about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that.
Narrator,
Another
quit taking my
Stanlerine
ideas,
under your
please.
What now? I already went through this ending before.
What about the one you missed?
What? Oh yeah,
The one you missed.
oh yeah, the one at the boss
at
office.
the elevator.
Yeah.
Yeah, the boss's office.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of... But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him?
I remember
This
the
is certainly
code.
the most logical explanation.
Here it
Back
is.
to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley? What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
And now about the room with the boxes.
I'm not sure if I have seen a room like that before. I can't remember.
A warehouse. Yeah,
Oh, wait.
warehouse.
Oh wait, so I take the door to the right. I think that's the one or something.
It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself
Maybe.
together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Stanley and the bucket.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
What happens if you
horror
actually
secret did this
fall with
place
a bucket
hold?
or something?
Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
Well,
Let's see what happens.
what do you think?
I don't know. But this time, what if you do it with the bucket? I don't know.
Well, try it.
Okay.
But just as Stanley was about to proceed further into the mind control facility, he tripped and fell over the railing and into the dark void below. Thankfully, he fell directly onto the bucket, which safely cushioned his fall. Now, what to do next, Stanley wondered. Stanley and the bucket could find no way out of this enormous pit, and so eventually they decided that the best thing to do would be to simply get comfortable down here. So they set up a little couch and relaxed. It really wasn't so bad down here, a bit cold perhaps. After some time had gone by, they installed a few shelves as well, and a sort of kitchenette that was useful for when the bucket was craving paninis.
What?
But it wasn't until the rugs and the standing lamps that it really started.
Oh
to
my
feel
god,
like
this is a new
In
home.
fact, after some time, Stanley realized that it had been ages since he had even thought of the mind control facility at all. He'd never gotten to fully explore what was up there, never been able to unearth the many mysteries of the mind control facility. This lack of closure began to eat at him. Soon he was dwelling on his regrets, and the state of their home slowly decayed as Stanley became withdrawn and neglected the cleaning. It unsettled the bucket deeply. Stanley wasn't usually like this. The bucket tried to reach out to him again and again, but to no avail. All Stanley could think about, all he could talk about, was going back, doing it over again, staying on the path. It was a mistake to leave the path. It was a mistake. It was a mistake. I need to do what the narrator says. I need to see the true ending. This made no sense at all to the bucket, which was simply trying to live its life down here as comfortably as possible. Yet Stanley was unconsolable. This isn't an ending. This is just a hole in the ground. The bucket sighed. True. it wasn't an ending. But it's where we happen to be. And maybe, possibly, if we accept the reality of things, maybe this will become an ending eventually. It's what the bucket was counting on. The two of them waited for a very long time.
Very long time. We're back here again.
How long was I sitting
That's
there?
one hell of a
Stanley
cliffhanger,
wondered to
even
himself.
more steep
Minutes?
than Half-Life
Days?
2 Episode 2.
Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of
Val,
comfort
please.
rushed over him. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, no, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley
Warehouse, you
took the door
say?
on his left to go back to the meeting room.
This looks
No,
like a warehouse.
said the bucket. Don't go to
Yeah.
the meeting room. Go somewhere else.
Yeah, since
Cargo
there's
lift, yes.
boxes
Go
here.
there. Go to the cargo lift.
No, don't go to the cargo lift. Look down. Look down below to the left.
Oh, over there. How am I gonna get here? Do I just... Ah, I see.
You're getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the Figler anilines. Very soon, you'll collect the last one, and then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them, and now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler anilines. None of us can.
Really now? Simple steam cloud wipe?
Oh, there's a vent here?
Always has. Whoa.
Is there something here? Nope. What is this place?
Okay, this is day number 295. Tape number... I don't even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore.
What is this?
The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes. The sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up.
It's a cognito hazard.
How many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling. And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it. Still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms. Why everything feels so... What do I do with this treasure? I can monetize it. Yes. It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket. This is my golden ticket. But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get... What's that? Who's there? Camporata.
What the... What the...
What the fuck?
I don't know what's that either. Of course! Of
All of
course!
his co-workers were
Of
gone.
course!
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I'm gonna check in on the... Yes, somewhere both red and blue.
Morpheus.
Red and blue, eh? I don't know if I went to that place before. I'm gonna see if there's any clues. Both red and blue. I don't know.
Red and blue. Perhaps, maybe go back to the warehouse?
Stanley,
I don't know.
you feel it? The broom closet. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
What if we go down here?
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then, something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe
any references?
He looked down at the bucket in his arms.
There we
"Am I
go, a
crazy?"
spoiler.
He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket, perhaps. How did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong. Surely no good would come from this. Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. And indeed, now he noticed the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd. And now he felt himself floating off the ground. Oh, gracious, he exclaimed. Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it. Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him.
Stanley! Stanley, it's me! The bucket!
Could it truly be? He rushed forward from room to room, passing by one bucket after the next. None of them were his. None of them were his special
Oh my
bucket.
god, there's a lot of buckets.
Come to me, Stanley! Find me!
He had to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all along.
That's gonna
It was
hurt.
incredibly painful. Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out.
Oh, fuck.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other.
Oh, is it the ending as usual?
First, picked up her bucket of comfort and security and walked to her
Yeah,
place.
it's an ending, I think.
But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket. Of course he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself, my life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
That's Lukey in a nutshell. My life kicks ass.
All of his co-workers were
That
gone.
is actually
What
canon
could it
now.
mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Bit of a fun fact,
Warmth
somebody
spread
decided
through
to, you know
Stanley's
those
arms.
little party
With the
poppers
bucket in
that
his
spray
arms
confetti
again,
everywhere?
he was home.
And also make a loud pop.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest.
Okay.
And
Well, somebody snuck into Lukey's room while he was asleep and blew one of those things.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it the bucket knew all along? Was the
no.
bucket guiding him?
My mind
Yes,
remembers.
this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Okay.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves. The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine. Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
I'm not sure, like, which one should I go? Is there a way to prevent the ending? Like, I mean, is there a way to escape the ending when I press on or something?
I don't think so. I
Rip.
don't think the bucket can save you either.
Dang it. Fine, let's turn it off then.
It would be slightly different, but I think the place would still explode anyway.
Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned,
but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support.
Oh.
What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave. Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket, would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
Is there anything else? Let's see.
Nope.
All of his co-workers.
Do I just simply try and escape
Stanley
without the
decided to go
ending?
to the meeting.
I mean, without the
Perhaps he
bucket
had
or something?
simply missed a memo.
Fine.
What about the red plus blue door? I mean,
When Stanley
nothing.
came to
Nothing.
a set of 2 open doors, he
I
entered
don't
the
know.
door in his hand.
Right? Maybe? I don't know.
Oops. I accidentally.
I gotta head off for tonight. I have exams tomorrow that I have which I was supposed to take. I was supposed to take it
Coming
a couple
to a
weeks ago,
staircase,
but I got
Stanley
sick
walked
during the
upstairs
exam
to
week,
his
so
boss's
I have to
office.
take it now. So I'm gonna
see.
go ahead and hop off.
Okay.
See ya.
Here's the door, just go. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Fine. Let's try and.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Fine. Let's
What
try this.
horrible secret did this place hold?
Let's try
Stanley
going
thought
out
to
this
himself.
time without
Did he
the.
have the strength to find out?
Let's try it without the bucket. This
Now
time.
the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Okay. Yeah, maybe.
Mind control
Yeah, maybe after this
It was too
ending, I
horrible
gotta
to
end the
believe
stream
it
because
couldn't be
it's
true.
taking way too long.
Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machine...
Okay. Maybe after this, well.
Blackness. and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened,
Yep, I actually
Stanley
followed the
reflected
entire
on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where
Yeah.
had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel.
Ooh.
Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Well, I guess this is the end of the game. Well, I guess this is the end of the game for now. Yeah. Hang on, I need to... Okay, so yeah, this is the end of the stream, so well, yeah, it was, I've been streaming for like 2 hours now, and yep, okay, so now I gotta go because the stream is taking way too long. Anyways, thanks for watching the stream, I guess. And I'll see you soon. I'm not sure when, but hopefully soon. And if you're wondering about ICSCS, yes, it's still under development. Just the development has been slow lately because of the lack of ideas. Anyways, yeah. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.